You're looking live at Gold Star Memorial Field at Trick Jersey for the final week of regular season football action here in the SFL. Tonight, the Indianapolis Ramblers come into town to face the San Diego Mavericks. And good evening, everyone. Welcome. My name is Cameron Duty alongside my partner, Anthony Ellison. Anthony, we started the regular season together. We will end the regular season together calling a game. These two teams, they want to end their regular season on a high note. For Indianapolis, this is of the utmost importance. For San Diego, they have to win in order to stay alive in an ever-changing playoff race. What do these two teams need to do to secure the victory tonight, my friend?
They need to stay focused at hand, play by play. If you're San Diego, you're fighting to stay in playoff contention here. So you need to treat this like this is your last game. And if you're Indianapolis, you want to play spoiler. You want to end on a high note after having a rough loss last week. You want to end on a good note for your team to lead into the offseason. But you also want to play spoiler. You want to bring San Diego with you to the offseason early. So this is a do or die game for San Diego, but this is going to be a fun game.
Not a lot of history notes for these two teams. One matchup between the two where San Diego won 45-32 in week 7 of season 21. Folks, get ready, get prepared, get comfortable. You're not going to go anywhere for the next hour and a half or so. Kickoff is underway. We begin with a touchback as Indianapolis will take to the field. Let's say hello to their starting lineup on offense. Led by quarterback Colin Pierce, the two halfbacks Tino Sosa and Christian Pierce, the fullback Joel Harleman, the wide receivers Rob Hunt, Devon Lloyd, Ryan Roosevelt, and Jeff Banfield. Two tight ends Randy Pierce and Jimmy Went, and the two tackles Jimmy Hayes and Hadrian Marlowe. As they start from their 20. A nice handoff of 4, and we'll quickly say hello to this San Diego defense. Led by defensive end Biff Markham and defensive tackle Butch Manor. The linebackers R.C. Puff, Zach Holdorf, Freddie Trammell, Jeff Gagney, and Al-Farouk Aminu. We'll pause right there as they hurry quickly to the line for 2nd and 6. Handoff right side before being tackled. The cornerbacks Tanner Hendricks, Pink Liesa, Tom Krieg, and Stuart Zomilia. The safeties, Bob Funk, David Leathers, Danny Carmichael, King Bradshaw, and Nate Hall. And quickly, we are at a 3rd and 3 situation for Indianapolis. And stop short. A nice tackle by David Leathers and Anthony. 3 and out for Indianapolis.
And San Diego, that's exactly what you want. You want to set the tone early. You want to stop them, get that 4th down, let them punt the ball. You get the ball back in offense. That's the momentum. That's the spark that you need to start the game right here.
And a drive that barely lasted a minute. And the punt by the punter here returned, or no, fair call, excuse me, that punt was from Philip DeField. And now San Diego takes over starting lineup. Johnny Pickler, that starting quarterback, and we'll take a look at his stats coming into today's game. 187 completions on 318 attempts. 13 touchdowns to 24 interceptions. That has been a problem all season, Anthony. And on 1st down, they throw up into double coverage, and that is contested, but to the ground, incomplete.
And they wanted to come out firing right there into their tight end, Benji Matson. Just couldn't bring it down right there. Good protection by the offensive line. I like that. Be aggressive on that first play. You want to set the tone for your offense here, and then you want to keep going with this.
So you'll see San Diego very prevalent in the passing game. 4th in the SFL in yards per game, 243. Just a little over 243 as a matter of fact. Again, to the air they go. This pass over the middle. Oh, looked like it was going to be complete, but bobbled and off the hands of the intended target, Benji Matson. Let's say hello to their starting offense quickly. Quarterback Johnny Pickler, halfbacks Hunter McWaffle, and fullback Rob Knoll. The wide receivers, Easton King, Dave Axis, Eagle Mondavi, Doug Britton, and B. Robo. The two tight ends, Benji Matson and Adam Williams. The tackle, Jacob Reed. The guard, Taylor Minner, and under center, Anthony Anderson. As they send a man in motion here to the bottom of your screen with three wide receivers lining up on the right side. Pickler to throw. There is pressure coming. He gets it off, and it is incomplete. So, again, a tale of two possessions here. One for Indianapolis, ends in a 3 and out. And for San Diego, this one isn't much better.
Yeah, they quick 3 and outs by both teams here. Didn't chew a lot of the clock, didn't get a lot of momentum. We saw San Diego 3 straight passes there. Good stop by both teams.
Henry Glenn in to punt. And this will be fair caught just at the 18-yard line of Indianapolis. And we have a player down, and that is R.C. Puff. And for a team, as we mentioned, San Diego, coming into this game, they know they have to win to fight another day. We don't know where the cards will fall, but they know they have to win to remain in playoff contention. And hopefully this is nothing serious for one of their important defensive players.
Yeah, and they're already thin at the linebacker position, so you really just hope everything's okay and you get back into the game quickly.
We'll see if we can get an update, or we'll keep an eye out to see if Puff returns to the field soon. They desperately need him. This Indianapolis offense again takes over. Pierce the throw. That's just a little short middle of the field completion to Banfield, but it goes for 9 yards.
And anything counts. Anything is good right there, especially after you had a short 3 and out right here. Good start right there. Quick 3-step drop right over the middle. Set yourself up for a manageable and short second down.
You said 2nd and 1 now. They send a man in motion. That is the tight end, Jimmy Went. And they'll line him up on the left side to quarterback Colin Pierce. Toss play, and it is met right at behind the line of scrimmage. He didn't even get back to the quarterback. A loss of a couple. A great defensive play by San Diego.
And good job. That's 52 Zach Holdoff right there. Just recognizing, play recognition, very big. Recognizing it was a run, shot the gap right there, and stopped them in the backfield for a 2-yard loss.
3rd and 3 now. Again, one of these teams, they must get a sustained drive. Will it happen here for Indianapolis? The rollout by Pierce, the throw back across his body, and it is bobbled in and out of the hands of the intended target. That is Went. And again, we'll see the punting unit.
And what we are expecting, and we're seeing it here, just 2 hard-hitting defenses. Good job by the stop by San Diego right there, just making it hard for the receivers to catch it. It was a good time in the pocket, just a little bit off throw.
Philip DeField once again on for his 2nd punt of the game already. We're not even 3 minutes into this first quarter, and we've already seen 3 punts that return out to the 46-yard line. Now, what we will say, Anthony, is for San Diego, this is their best field position thus far of the game.
Yeah, and field position is important, so don't think that just the punter's out there just to punt it when they don't get it on 3rd down. It's field position. When you have to punt it deep in your end zone out there, you're going to get better field position for the other team. Right now, they're sitting at the 46-yard line for San Diego.
And San Diego will use motion as they send Dave Axis now to the bottom of the screen. They're going to take this play clock all the way down to 5. Here's the snap. Pickler to throw. That pass tipped and incomplete. So a nice defensive play by number 32, Rick Evans. And let's say hello to this Indianapolis defense. Chad Rowland, the defensive end, along with Mac Dre. The defensive tackles, Robert Cherry and Derek Genko. The linebackers, Adam Wiseman, Kenneth Gadsden Jr., Thomas Matthews, and Telly Mack Scarborough. The cornerbacks, Ernest McCray Sr., Jermaine Manifield, and Rick Evans. And the safeties, Mike Ryan, Jack Russell, and Melodious Manning. As the San Diego offense goes with the ground game, and a good run close to the 1st down. McWaffle is just inches short.
Yeah, and I was wondering when they was going to call his number right there. and having a decent season, but he can run the football, and that's something you need. You need a balanced offense, or they're just going to pick up your pass plays every single time.
And here we go. 3rd and inches. This is huge, and it's going to be close. Oh, my goodness. So they gave it to Rob Knoll, the fullback. It looks like he come up just short. Are we going to see a challenge? They are. Here we go. We were looking for that red hanky, and there we have it. And you know what that means, folks. Let's get ready and go under the hood here for a Retroid challenge. A retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Let's get your SFL console while you're at it at GoRetroid.com.
And what we're looking for is where the point of the football is. Did it cross the yellow line completely? Was the knee down before then? It looks like, from my angle, that's a first down, and that's a good challenge.
That is a good challenge. We'll see what the ref says here. We expect a turnover here on the ruling, and it is first down, and we get the first down of the game, and it comes in dramatic fashion.
And that's a key challenge early in the game, especially because it's been already three and outs here and 3 punts already. So you want to keep the ball on your side right here. You recognize, good job calling it from the booth, recognize it's the first down, keep the drive going.
So moving the chains on first down as we again see them use motion here. And they keep it on the ground, and that is McWaffle, who gets a few 2nd and 8. Anthony, you know, this team, you know, they're going to be a lot of nerves, especially for San Diego here. So many different playoff scenarios. We don't know how it's going to shake out, but we know that they know they've got to find a way to get the W tonight.
And they've probably been watching all the games and seeing all the scenarios, but right now you put that all away and focus on the team in front of you.
To the air they go. That pass is complete. Finally a connection there to Benji Matson. We have seen them look in his direction a couple of times. First down, San Diego. They've got a drive going here.
First catch from the dynamic tight end. 4 targets already early in the game here. So you know that's what they want. They're going to want to feed the tight end. They want to feed them on those corner routes. They're a big fan of those routes there. It takes some time, so you're going to need your offensive line to hold up just a little bit longer.
Pickler 1 of 5 so far on the day, and they go back to the air for his 6th pass. This one is the best yet. A great reception down the middle of the field again to Benji Matson, and it's 1st and goal for the Mavericks.
When you have a versatile tight end that can line up on the outside and line up in the slot or in the tight end position, you got yourself a really good ball player there. This time, lined up inside on the tight end position, just did a skinny post. Nice little just inside route. Got inside coverage of the defensive player for a first down right here. 1st and goal for San Diego.
The Mavericks are on the move. Oh, a keeper to Pickler, and he gets stopped, trying to kind of thread through a couple of holes that look to be opening up there, but no, shut down quickly by Adam Wiseman.
And Indianapolis came in today #1 in the league in tackles. That's what they do well. Very sound. 2nd in tackle for losses. They live for these moments right here. They wrap up really well.
On 2nd down. They keep it on the ground to Rob Knoll. Touchdown. San Diego, just what they needed. And for Knoll, that is his 4th touchdown on the season.
And it was all thanks to that challenge earlier in the drive right there that didn't stop them. They got that first down. 2 good passes to their tight end, Benji Matson. They were looking forward to him all day. And good job finishing up with a nice little run to the left side.
Now on to attempt the extra point is number 7, Cliff Allen. And the kick is good. An 8-play, 54-yard drive that results in about 2.5 minutes taken off the clock, and San Diego strikes first. Now, Anthony, we have focused on San Diego simply because of the playoff push that they are trying to make here this late season rally. For Indianapolis, you want to go out with a win and on a high note. How fun would it be for them to play spoiler tonight?
I know Adam Wiseman and Chad Rowland, they want to play spoilers. They want to get momentum going to the next season here. They got to do a lot of evaluations. Who's coming, who's going, thinking about what fits they're going to need for their team next year. But it starts with this game. This is like a free tryout to take a look to see what you need personnel-wise.
So Indianapolis will start from their 27-yard line. Some good field position there, thanks to the return by Devon Lloyd. Banfield goes in motion. Very methodical here is Indianapolis. They keep it on the ground with Christian Pierce, who gets 3, second down on the way.
So Indianapolis here, you want to respond. You don't want this game to get out of hand early. Controlling the run will control the clock and can keep San Diego's offense off the field here. But it all starts with the trenches, those offensive linemen.
Second and 7, pressure, it's coming, and absolutely swallowed up from behind his quarterback, Colin Pierce, and that is thanks to, guess who? RC Puff. He's back in the game, making an impact.
After an injury scare earlier in the game, coming back to get a sack right here. Very key sack. First one from the season for RC Puff. Congratulations.
Couldn't have come at a better time for this San Diego team, who again shows pressure. They send the fleet, and look at that. Another sack, 2 straight sacks. This one thanks to Stuart Zomilia, and that derailed that drive quickly.
And it was back-to-back pressures when you can send more than what the offense can go in. It was one of those deep developing plays when the quarterback drops back 7 steps, and they just sent more to that side than the offensive line can do it. I love the play call here. Pressure causes issue for any team. You could get to the quarterback. Sometimes you don't hit them, sometimes you do, but it caused situations like this. Now San Diego gets the ball back.
Colin Pierce has now been sacked 19 times on this season. That's been a problem for them. As we get a return here of a couple yards, that puts the ball right at midfield. Nice job of holding on to the football by King after taking quite a hit. Again, good field position here for San Diego. As we said, the ball at midfield, Anthony, and we know their ultimate goal. They can really do some damage here, go up by a couple of scores early if they can put together another productive drive.
And they don't need to worry about any playoff scenarios. They need to focus on getting this win, and then we'll see from there. But the most important thing is focusing on Indianapolis.
Toss play left side. That is Mick Waffle. A nice spin move. Still on his feet. And down just outside the 30. And there's a guy that, you want to get started. That would be a huge boost right here for this Mavericks team if they can get him in the game early.
Yeah, and I love the spin move, to spin, to bounce outside, broke a tackle right there, stayed in bounds, didn't lose the ball. That's a good run. That's the first good run we saw today for San Diego.
So a new set of downs for San Diego. Delayed handoff up the middle, and a nice 6-yard gain by McAfee, who will make this second down much more manageable.
And I love that. So you're making Indianapolis stay honest. So last drive, you threw the ball to Matson a few times. Now this drive, you're running the football. So now you got to put more people in the box in Indianapolis. That's going to open up the passing game a little bit later on.
Keeping it on the ground, that seems to be working well for him at the moment. That is McWaffle, who gets close to another first down. This will bring up a 3rd and 1, but you can see the change from the first couple of drives, which was very pass-heavy, Anthony, to now much more of a run-oriented scheme.
Yeah, and you're just showing your versatility here. So now you can run the ball. The offensive line is enjoying it. Stay on the ground.
Quarterback keeper for Pickler, and he gets just what he needs. Another first down, and I tell you what, they seem primed to want to keep the football in his hands on these short yardage situations today.
And I love the awareness. Got the first down, slid, gave yourself up. You don't need more yardage in that situation right there. Great awareness.
Pickler, a 3-time All-Star. Last in season 19, he knows how to control this offense, and look at that. You got to give that guy the big man effort right there. Doug Britton on that end-around handoff. He could have been tackled for a loss. Instead, he turns it into a positive gain.
Yeah, and that the end over there was almost successful, staying home on that play. I love the different play call here. Just a fake inside, little end-around reverse.
2nd and 6 as we approach 1 minute remaining in this first quarter. The handoff to Noel, and this is the part of the field where they really like to get him involved.
So you see a well balance here. All your running backs, your quarterbacks are getting the open holes in the run game. Waffle, Noel, Pickler got a few one. You saw Britton on the end around here. They're pulling out every stop because right now, like I said, they need to focus on just winning. So they're going to do everything they can, pull out everything so they can get this win. 1st and goal with just one halfback in the backfield. Everybody else is going down the field. That pass complete. It took a long time to develop, but Britton comes away with the reception. 2nd and goal. And that's thanks to the offensive line. Went through 3 progressions. Went to the left, saw the middle wasn't open, was able to swing back all the way to the right side and find a receiver on the right side. But that's all thanks to the offensive line holding on to the blocks right there. Indianapolis need to send more pressure. You can't let that happen. Pickler now, the handoff to Noel, who does get stopped this time just a little bit behind the line of scrimmage by Scarborough. And that's a guy right there who they got to watch out for. He's had a pretty good season. We're talking about Telly Mack Scarborough with his 54th tackle of the season. Yeah, and they don't miss when they tackle a lot of the times right there, and that's another example. So now we're going to be setting up for a key 3rd and goal in the 2nd quarter. And with that, the first quarter comes to a close. San Diego leading by 7, and they are knocking on the door once more. Thanks for being with us. You are watching the Simulation Football League on YouTube. Cameron Duty here alongside Anthony Ellison with Ron Haynes and Damon Simeon working the stats tonight, and Cameron Irvine back at SFL headquarters. We thank you, gentlemen, for all of your contributions, and we thank you for watching this game with us. Pickler to throw the pass. Oh, they're going to mark him just short. Robo could not get across the goal line. Anthony, tell us what you've seen there. I love this challenge right here once again. It was the 2nd effort. So it looks like he was going to be short initially, but then turns up the field and dragged the first defender. Now we got to keep an eye out. So this is a little bit different here. Only the nose of the football has to cross the plane where the pylon is. That's what we need to see. Where was the knee dropping before that ball is there? So it looks like he fell sideways, which I think he's short. And the play does stand. So after that retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid, the ruling on the field does stand. San Diego this time is charged a timeout, and it's 4th down. And how huge is that for Indianapolis that they were able to literally, by the skin of their teeth, get out of this drive with no more than a field goal attempt? Well, they say football is a game of inches, and right there, what was the key thing is Robo fell to the side and not forward. If he fell forward, that is 6 points right there, but he fell to the side, and that's a good job by Indianapolis, standing him up and moving him to the side here and denying a touchdown. The field goal attempt is good by Cliff Allen, and that puts San Diego up by 10 in their quest to, as the Bee Gees would say, stay alive in the postseason. Speaking of the postseason, the SFL alongside Jack's Data will be breaking down where the playoff race stands after Saturday's games on the Season 22 Scenario Show right here on SFL on YouTube. 3 games will remain, 8 scenarios will remain. What seeds, opponents, and situations will your team find themselves in? And who should you cheer for down the stretch?
Stay up late with us after this game. The show will air live at 11:45 Eastern. That is tonight on the SFL on YouTube. Once again, that is the Season 22 Scenario Show. You don't want to miss it. Anthony, I tell you, you better get you an energy drink and get your popcorn ready, buddy. I know you've did 3 games this weekend, and I know you want to stay up for that selection show. But we've got to get some energy drink in you or something, man, some caffeine to keep you awake.
Oh yeah, I've been on the plane all day. You know, a little energy drink would not hurt at all.
A jet setter here in Anthony Ellison. On first down, a great reception for a gain of 8. Nice completion from Pierce to Ryan Roosevelt.
Yeah, and that right there, that's a good pass on first down right here. So you're trying to give you something positive on Indianapolis right there. Now, right now, I will run it on second down because, like I say, if you don't get it, you do have third down. You can pass the ball here, but I think the running game will be right.
2nd and 2, a toss, and that Maverick defense did everything that they could to keep Pierce behind the line of scrimmage. However, he fights his way forward for the first down.
That is a very, very tough run right there, but those are the runs you need to keep the drive alive right here, and that's something that Indianapolis have. That's only their second first down of the game.
Maybe the spark that they were hoping for as they send a man in motion. That is the fullback, Joel Harleman. They keep it on the ground and nothing there. Again, a good job of this Maverick defense who, that's Nate Hall, by the way, on the tackle. And to this point, they have played lights out.
This stout defense all around.
2nd and 10 now for the Ramblers. On the 40-yard line. And the throw. In and out of the hands of the intended target, and it almost feels like for a moment the receiver was turning upfield. I believe that was Banfield, the attempted target there, but it looked like he had his eyes maybe up the field trying to get a little bit more.
It was the pressure right there. Wasn't able to set your feet. The ball was a little bit behind the receiver that almost made a circus catch.
3rd and 10, and you hear this San Diego crowd come to their feet. They turn up the decibels just a little bit more, trying to rattle this Rambler team who's looking to play spoiler tonight. Pierce to throw over the middle. The pass is complete. And a first down, and the drive will continue. That's Banfield. They looked his way again, and this time they come up big.
And I really like that there. That is keeping your eyes down the field when the pocket might be collapsing, just moving just a little bit, but keeping your eyes down the field and found the open target over in the middle. But I do like the pocket presence in that pocket there for the quarterback.
Banfield is someone who we have seen time and time again Colin Pierce used to bail him out in some tight situations. Over the middle once more. That pass is tipped in the air and falls to the ground incomplete. Trying to get Roosevelt active as well. And you know, Banfield, he's got 3 touchdowns. Let's talk about him for a minute. 3 touchdowns on the season. But when it's come to big plays, he is averaging right at 15 yards a catch. So like we said, they use him in that middle part of the field, and that usually always works to their advantage. Second and 10 now. Pierce to throw again, middle of the field, and there we go, Anthony. We just talked about it. Right to Banfield once more.
And that's having trust in your receiver right there. So you know Banfield wants to have those big yardage over the middle, but it's a tough pass because you know you're going to take a hit. 32 is waiting for you to catch that ball to knock it loose, and you're securing it. That's confidence in your receiver and the quarterback to make that throw.
King Bradshaw on the tackle, but not before Indianapolis gets another first down. This is the best this Indianapolis team has looked all night long. This time they keep it on the ground, and the halfback stuck behind the lineman. Christian Pierce had nowhere to go.
Yeah, and that's good stop right here. Now San Diego, I would not be surprised if they bring more pressure because that's causing Indianapolis to throw errant passes. When they don't bring pressure, Indianapolis has time to throw the ball over the middle.
And you're right about that, Anthony. Pressure coming in. It gets home once again. Another possibly derailing sack by big number 50, Biff Markham.
Third sack of the game so far for San Diego. All 3 sacks have came from overload blitzing. What is that? That means when you're sending more to the left. They sent 4 to the left side, but only 3 blockers, and then they are getting to the quarterback really quickly. Now you're setting up 3rd and long. You know what's going to happen. They got to throw the ball, so now you can play more people in coverage.
Biff Markham's 8th sack of the season. And they're going to get him again, just like we seen a replay of earlier in the first quarter when they had 2 back-to-back sacks that completely derailed a promising drive. And we can thank Jeff Gagney for that.
Yeah, it's just that time, if you're the quarterback, you have to climb the pocket is what they call it. What do you mean by climbing the pocket? Just taking a few steps up. You're helping your lineman out when you do that. But when you keep on just dropping back and dropping back, the defensive ends are running that angle anyway to get to you. Back-to-back sacks killed your drive right there.
Not only was Jeff Gagney in on that sack, as well was Al-Farouk Aminu. So both of those are going to get credit. And they forced Indianapolis to punt, and that is huge because you've seen Indianapolis was at least in field goal range. 2 straight sacks puts them back in punting position.
Yeah, and they just been having a hard time picking up the overload blitz for San Diego. San Diego doing a good job calling it when they need to, and right there, back-to-back plays, and now they got the ball back.
So the Mavericks keep it on the ground. Running right side is McWaffle, and he gets dealt a pretty tough hit there after a gain of 6.
So now San Diego, they're going to – I would just stay on the ground right here. Good job by the right side of the offensive line. Good job by the receivers right there. I really do appreciate when I see the receivers out in the open making blocks. A lot of times they just want to catch the ball, but when you have a receiver that's want to helmet-to-helmet block, it's just so nice to see.
Again, they keep it on the ground. That's McAfee doing his best to shimmy out of a couple of tackles, and he does get close, 1 yard short on a 3rd down play coming up. And you know, if you're Indianapolis right here, you just want to get off the football field. You
do, but you have to pay attention to Pickler here on this play, looking for a quarterback sneak. If the defensive line is giving you that opening in the middle, do not be surprised if that's the call.
3rd, and it looks like a long one here. And it's a handoff to Noel. If it wasn't going to be Pickler, we knew it was going to be Noel, and guess what? 1st down.
2nd 1st down for Noel. They love to hand it to the fullback right there. It's just go ahead, hand it to him and just run forward, put your head forward, and just get the 1st down. That's what he did right there.
That's something about this 2-headed tandem between McWaffle and Nolan. Of course, you got to think of McAfee as well, who gets carries. They just never know who's going to get the ball. But they know they're going to burst out and make big plays like this. McWaffle, right side, and he is getting pumped up. Take a look at that as he gets up off the turf.
Yeah, I love it. 2 straight plays with inside runs. Then they just pitched it to the outside. What was key was number 88 on the outside with a crackdown block on the defensive back right there. So it was able for McWaffle to get to the outside to get the more yardage. That block by number 88 set it up right there. B. Robo.
First down and a toss play left side this time. Spin move by McAfee and doesn't get much. Really nice heads-up play that time by Indianapolis, and they were led by number 22, Mike Ryan, who gets the tackle.
Yeah, that time they wasn't full on the pitch play right there. Was able to come down from the defensive back position to make the tackle.
Just a gain of a yard. 2nd and 9 as they are just past midfield. And this second quarter moving rather quickly, 3:44 and counting in the first half. Pickler to throw and wide open over the middle. Number 19, that is Dave Axis with the first down.
And when you have a lot of eyes on your running attack, now it's going to open up passing lanes here. It was man coverage on the outside. There was nobody guarding the middle because they're watching for the run. Good play call I love it.
A nice mix of pass and run here by the San Diego Mavericks. And they are moving the ball at ease at the moment. And just as soon as I say that, there comes the big number 53, Adam Wiseman, in, crashing down on this offensive line and on the halfback.
Second in the team for tackle for loss right there. Second in the league. And you see right there, just playing the hole, was able to get there before the running back can get any positive yardage.
After a flurry of punts to begin the game, San Diego has now really found their niche, if you will. And again, here we see them on 2nd and 11 in field goal range. They don't want to stop there. Pickler to throw, but that's an interception. Exactly what Indianapolis needed. And that's Jermaine Minifield going the other way and potentially saving his football team from going down from 3 scores.
And it's just not giving up on defense right there. I love this. What a fantastic route. Knew the route was going to the outside. It was a nice cover 2. When you play the cover 2, you have the flat route, and you could gamble a little bit because you have safety coverage behind you. And that right there just threw it right towards where the defensive back is. That's a big play for Indianapolis.
That is Minifield's 4th interception on the season, and it couldn't have come at a more important time for these Indianapolis Ramblers. Now, on 1st and 10 with 2:40 left in this first half, they are primed to try to put some points on the board. They keep it on the ground to Christian Pierce, and nothing going yet. We really haven't been able to see their running game get going at all this first half.
Yeah, and that's a good job by San Diego stopping them on early downs. And then when they have to pass it, San Diego's calling in that overload, that heavy blitz.
You see the pressure once more. They're keeping the heat turned up on Pierce. Oh, well, look at that. What an incredible reception. Turning to adjust his body is Ryan Roosevelt. And while we're at it, why don't we go ahead and give that a nice hands catch of the game. Brought to you by Richroyd. Put a Richroyd handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K23. Look at him adjusting his body to make that reception.
That's a crazy catch right there. But if the quarterback throws the ball ahead of him, that's a touchdown.
2 minutes, and Indianapolis showing signs of life. You're watching the Simulation Football League on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. We welcome you back inside here in San Diego, where the Ramblers trying to take advantage of a big turnover. Brought to you by Jermaine Minifield for the INT. This pass, a quick drop, and it is incomplete. They tried to go quick on that play, Anthony, but just the communication wasn't quite there.
Yeah, it just a little bit off on that one. San Diego, you have to start thinking, do I dial up the blitz right here so I can try to get the ball back a little bit here? Indianapolis, you don't want to turn the ball over after you just got a turnover.
Again to the air. That pass in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, and that's Bob Funk. He was also in the area of that last incompletion. That time he made sure that the receiver coughed that one up.
Yeah, and good play at the point of the contact right here. 3rd down, I feel like San Diego will bring some more pressure here to try to make Indianapolis force an errant throw.
Indianapolis on this side of the field has struggled tonight, and you're right. Here comes that pressure. Pierce stands in there, throws one deep, and just never was on target for his intended receiver. He was looking for number 83 right there, just trying to make something happen, and it did not materialize.
Good job moving around in the pocket a little bit, just an errant throw. San Diego, you're going to get the ball back. You have 2 timeouts left. You can move the ball. Do not be worried about what happened last drive.
Now for Indianapolis, it's up to Topher Kiefer to try to pin them deep. And I believe he was able to do that. Let's take a look here. Yes, as a matter of fact, on the 2-yard line. So, Anthony, for San Diego, how dangerous is this territory, and how much do you want to try to push the envelope?
Especially after your turnover last drive, I'll still push the ball down the field.
We'll find out. Pitch play left side. They keep it on the ground to McWaffle. Going to give his unit a little more breathing room after a gain of 5.
So we're going to find out what they want to do here on this next play. The clock is running a little bit under 90 seconds here.
Second and 5. You see the clock now continuing to run. Again, on the ground, McAfee, who gets about 3. And San Diego looks like we'll use another timeout.
So Indianapolis here, maybe I was sending some pressure. See if you can stop them here because you have all your timeouts. You can get the ball back and easily get some points.
San Diego trying to play it very safe here at this side of the field. Man in motion. Pickler to throw over the middle. That pass is complete, and now they've got all the breathing room they want after Benji Matson comes up with another reception.
Third catch of the day for Benji Matson right here, and that's good. Now you got to start. The clock is against you. Now you got to start moving really quickly to the line.
And that is something this San Diego team can do when they want to. They can sling the ball down the field. We have talked about the passing yards per game. They're very efficient in that. We'll see what they do here. Instead, they keep it on the ground, and a nice tackle for Indianapolis right there. That's going to possibly derail this. Second and 11, the clock continuing to run.
Yeah, I don't understand the play call here, especially if you're going to throw the ball here on second down and use your timeout. Just if you're okay with going to halftime, that's fine.
Pickler to throw, and that one over the head of anybody in that vicinity. And we got to give a little bit of credit there to the Indianapolis front line as they got a little bit of pressure on Pickler. That's something they've not been able to do at all today.
Yeah, and it shows when you put pressure on the quarterback and they can't set their feet, errant throws happen, and that's how interceptions happen or sacks.
Third and 11 with 23 seconds remaining in an exciting first half of play. Pickler almost steps up into the defensive lineman there. Instead, he somehow delivers a pass worthy of being caught, and a great job by number 88, B. Robo, and the drive will actually continue here.
You know what? After that, I would just go into halftime because that was almost an interception. That was an absolute dime and a great catch and concentration right there. But you know what? Take your loss. You're leading. I would just be mindful. Don't throw an interception, and then let's go to halftime.
And they get one more play off. They snap it with 1 second to go. They look down the field to Matson, and he does get the reception. He's going to be short, but you could tell right there the Mavericks, they are throwing everything out, including the kitchen sink, trying everything tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about this when to start. That's what you need to, because you need to win. And everything else is going to happen, but you need to focus on this game right here, and that's what we saw in this first half.
And we head to halftime. San Diego leading 10-0 over Indianapolis. We've talked about it all night long. For San Diego, win and fight to stay alive in this playoff race. For Indianapolis, they want to play the spoiler. If they're going to do that, though, Anthony, as we talk about this first half, what do they need to do? We'll start with Indianapolis. How do they improve on a rocky start?
So they're having trouble picking up the blitz. So and moving the football effectively because that pressure is getting to them. So maybe I'll bring in an extra lineman or keep a tight end in. If I am whatchamacallit on the other team, San Diego, I need to keep on pressuring them on defense. And then on offense, you've been running the ball effectively. Just got to be careful. You don't want to give up another interception here. Matson's been doing a great job for you with 4 catches and 76 yards. So you want to just keep it consistent on offense, but keep bringing the pressure on defense because you're seeing Indianapolis cannot pick up the blitz.
As we welcome you back here to San Diego at Gold Star Memorial Field at Trick Jersey. Cameron Duty here with Anthony Ellison. Again, Ron Haynes and Damon Simeon on stats tonight. And Cameron Irvine at SFL headquarters. So San Diego will get the ball to start the second half. Again, a 10-point lead. And we'll see what they can do as they look to distance themselves from the Ramblers. This kick is returnable. A spin move. And that is Gardner, who is brought down at the 27-yard line. So right out of the gate here for Indianapolis, your back is already, I guess you almost would say, against the wall. You're down by 10. You've got to defend. You can't let San Diego put any more points on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to get down multiple scores here. So Indianapolis, this is a really key drive to start the second half.
Pickler hands this one off to Noel. We got a flag on the play. We'll see what that's all about. And that'll be face mask on the defense. 1st and 3 coming up here. Let's see if we get a replay and can spot it. I don't believe we will. I did think I seen some extracurricular activity there with the hands up around the face area. And as we said, a 1st and 3 coming up.
Yeah, it looks like it was non-incidental, but that is 5 yards and automatic first down.
And there's that sneak again. Pickler doing what he does best. He weaves in and out of lanes right there that the offensive line gives him, and he slides quickly to the ground after picking up the first.
Yeah, I like that right there. Just wasn't expected by San Diego here. Good quarterback sneak, and then get down for safety.
1st and 10. To McWaffle, who gets 5, continuing to just turn those legs.
Good 5 yards right there, setting up for a manageable second down. 68 yards on 10 attempts for McWaffle this game.
For this Indianapolis defense, they would love nothing more than to stop San Diego on that side of the field. They've been able to get into their territory almost every time tonight after, let's say, a couple of minutes into the first quarter. Since then, San Diego has been able to move the ball at ease. But here's something to mention, though. 10 points. The defense got the big turnover. It could be much more than that. So you got to give this Indianapolis defense some credit for rising up when they've needed to.
Yeah, they keep on fighting, and that's all you ask for. You know this is your last game, so you got to leave everything out on the field.
3rd and 5, and they send the house. Pickler going to have a chance to look wherever he wants. And he goes back over across his body to the left side of the field, and that was scary, dangerous. Kenneth Gadsden almost had the interception.
That could have been a trouble right there. That was almost the second interception. But right now, San Diego's safe. Punt the ball. Get the field position back in your favor on defense.
Yeah, Kenneth Gadsden Jr. almost had his first interception of the season. Nevertheless, they do get this San Diego offense off the field. And now the punt by Henry Glenn, who we haven't seen in a while. And Indianapolis will set up shop at the 23-yard line. All right, Anthony. So you are the coach here. How do you want to attack this first drive of the second half?
They only have ran the ball 9 times for 14 yards. I would like to see just a little bit more running here, but they're going to eventually look for Bantfield and the other receivers.
They do keep it on the ground here, and that is Pierce with easily one of the best running lanes he has had up to that point, and he gets 7 for the efforts.
And that's the longest run of the game so far for Indianapolis here. And, it doesn't have to be flashy, just some yards that you can pick up here. If you can still pass the ball if you want to, but I'll just keep going in the running game until San Diego can stop me.
2nd and 3, toss play right side. Gets trapped behind the lineman, but look at that. Continuing to churn and just ground and pound is Tino Sosa. Welcome to the game, my friend.
And instead of giving up on that play, I love how Sosa just bounced off and went towards the middle to get the first down right there. 2 runs that were very effective. Just stay on the ground.
Indianapolis gets a very important first down to keep the drive alive, and that time they stay on the ground, and that San Diego defense led by Trammell there completely hounds them.
And that right there is just shooting in the gap, and that's what Trammell did to stop it. So now you're probably going to see a pass play here. San Diego, this is when they like to churn up some pressure on defense,
forcing Indianapolis to have to potentially go to the air. And as you said, they turn up the heat and they turn up the pressure. 2nd and 9 for the Mavericks. Again, like you said, to the air. The pressure is coming, and he barely gets rid of the football. And breathing down his neck was number 92 right there, as we mentioned, Jeff Gagne once more. Again, this pressure, and Biff Markham coming around on the edge.
They're showing multiple looks here. They're walking people up to the line, and then they're sending some back, and they're sending some forward here. That's what pressure can do for you. They're probably going to send it again.
And they will, 3rd and 9, and he just gets rid of it. And look there, he finds his man Banfield. He has went his way the entire night, streaking down the sidelines, one man to beat, pushed out after crossing the 20-yard line, and Indianapolis gets a play going in their favor, finally.
And they finally recognize the single coverage on the outside, because when you blitz that many people, coverage is going to be very thin. And right there, was able to break the tackle. It turned a 7-yard gain into a longer one right here by Banfield. And this is what Indianapolis needed coming out of the half right here, with just something that they can drive with. So now they're in field goal range, but they're definitely looking for a touchdown.
1st and 10, Indianapolis again showing some signs of life here in the red zone. First time today. The throw to the end zone, and it is broken up. A great defensive play that time by number 41. That was Nate Hall.
Pass deflection right there. Great job by San Diego knocking that down, because that could have been a touchdown.
This crowd now, again, you begin to hear them become more prevalent in the background, trying to disrupt this Ramblers team. That pass is complete, going to be close to the first down. A nice reception by Ryan Roosevelt, and it's 3rd and 1.
So now this is a very big 3rd and 1 here. San Diego is probably going to bring that delay blitz again, that pressure. If I'm Indianapolis, I'm countering it with a run. I'm going to run up the middle towards the weaker side of the defense, because there's only 3 on the line.
Toss play, and they are going to be denied. Completely wrapped up is the halfback Christian Pierce, and that's going to set them back a couple yards.
Even in their nickel defense right there, it was still able to attack the running back right there before anything can happen. Great stop by San Diego when we thought Indianapolis was on the verge of getting a touchdown.
It sure looked that way. Instead, it's Kiefer on to attempt the field goal, and he is successful. So Indianapolis does finally get on the board after a big offensive play from Pierce to Banfield that puts them in field goal range. And honestly, that has to be maybe not what you wanted, Anthony, obviously, but it's a sigh of relief to be able to get some points on the board.
You always want points, so it's just about how you can get them. Points are points right there. It puts you on the board and makes you feel like everything you work on is happening well for you. So yeah, that works. So let's just keep going.
Now, with the return here, San Diego comes out to the 27-yard line, where they will set up shop in this game now. A little more narrow than what it was a few moments ago. It's still a 7-point lead for San Diego, but they can't afford to take their foot off the gas at all.
Yeah, you just got to make sure, you got to be careful. You did throw an interception in the first half here. I would stick to running the ball. They're running really effectively here. Only on 19 carries, they're close to 100 yards rushing. So I would just stay on the ground a little bit and just chew some clock.
First and 10 for the Mavericks, as they again will send motion. Oh, you've seen them do that quite a bit tonight, sending one man from one side to the other. This time it's Robo there, going to the right side. Look at that, the pass. Oh my goodness, I thought he was stopped in the backfield for a loss, and somehow Hunter McWaffle literally squirmed his way out of that one.
Ooh, I thought that was a interception in a tie ball game, because that was scary. That is scary right there, but they turned a negative into a positive, and now it's second down.
Sometimes things just go your way, unexplained, not even sure how that worked out in San Diego's favor, but it did, and now they have a 2nd and 6 coming up. 5:13 remaining in the third quarter. Plenty of time again for Pickler. He throws one over the middle, and it is incomplete. A nice job by this Indianapolis defense to jar that loose. 3rd and 6 now.
Besides that touchdown, Indianapolis has been playing really sound defense. It's the tackling. They are wrapping up, and they're knocking the ball loose from San Diego. Big 3rd down right here.
3 receivers to the bottom of your screen, 1 to the top, and Pickler, he's got some time. Pressure now starting to get to him. He steps up to run, and he is short. He went for that slide move, that signature slide we've seen him do the entire night, but he was denied. That was number 99, Telly Mack Scarborough, with the tackle.
And I love Scarborough right there, leaving his assignment, recognizing the quarterback broke the pocket and trying to get the first down, and laid a good hit on him, good clean hit, and stopped them from getting the first down.
And this Indianapolis defense has responded again now with the punt. And here's a nice return, and the ball is loose. And it is picked up. And a big man, number 97, rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling to the out-of-bounds area. Boy, I tell you what, that guy right there may be the hero of your season, because he just saved a potential turnover.
As an offensive lineman, you hope for situations like that happen. You got to be ready. You practice on the scoop and score a lot. You know most of the times it's not going to happen. But right there, great job on the alert to recover it, because that could have been dangerous. It was a good return. Indianapolis is going to get good field position right here. Let's see what they can do.
Interesting to note, a little different atmosphere, a little bit of a different swagger in this Indianapolis team coming out after finally getting some points on the board and good field position. Can they take advantage of it? The handoff that time goes for a couple, stopped after a 2-yard gain by Bob Funk.
And right here, Indianapolis, you know that you want to probably run the ball a little bit, because San Diego is going to bring the pressure on 2nd and 3rd down to try to avoid.
No, and there it is again. They got home. Once again, more pressure to the quarterback. Colin Pierce just had to try to get rid of that one, and he did, and a 3rd and 8 on the way.
And you have to make adjustments. Great teams make adjustments after a few issues. You have to bring max protection. Maybe bring in a tight end to block, a running back, because they're bringing a delay blitz every time, and your quarterback is getting beat up back there.
Pressure coming. Pierce stands in there, and over the middle is Banfield. Banfield wide open. They left him alone. He crosses the 20 again. And I tell you what, keep an eye on Banfield, folks. He is going to be a nightmare for this Mavericks team for the rest of this game.
And that's time when you give yourself, the quarterback, the time. When a blitz coming like that, they don't have coverage in the backfield. It's man coverage and a one safety over the top. So if you can block and hold on your blocks for like 2 seconds, that's going to be open. That's going to be available for you. Good job right there. Giving it to Banfield. Over 100 yards receiving for the game.
Indianapolis finding a recipe for success on these pressure situations. That run goes nowhere, knocked back a yard, as a matter of fact. 2nd and 11 coming up. But man, you talk about Jeff Banfield, as you said, 122 receptions on the day, 5 receptions, and a long of 49. I mean, he has came up crucial for these guys, and it may have took a couple quarters, but Indianapolis' offense has figured out, as you said, how to counteract this blitz.
Yeah, and that's going to be key the rest of the game right here.
Pressure coming again, and the ball is loose. Pierce he loses the football, and San Diego actually comes up with it, so that is a drive killer. Indianapolis was knocking on the door, and let's take a look at this replay to see who punched it out. Oh, that's number 52 right there. That's the big man, number 52 on the play, Zach Holdorf.
And it looks like number 44, Joel Harleman, did not get over in time to block that defender. And we talked about this all game. If you're not going to block them, that's going to get your quarterback in trouble, and then there's a fumble. Second fumble for Indianapolis this game.
So the defense bailing out San Diego again. A little awkward throw across his body for Pickler, but he does complete it for a gain of 3-0 downfield, so he just drops it off to Doug Britton. So 2nd and 3 here, and again, we talk about the ebb and flow of this game, the ups and downs. It has been a roller coaster of a game. We have seen momentum swings such as that one right there, and now back here in San Diego's favor. As long as they can help it anyway, this Indianapolis defense coming up with another big stop, and Noel goes nowhere.
And kudos to Indianapolis defense. They are containing San Diego on defense, but it's on offense they're having trouble protecting. Protection is really important for your quarterback here.
3rd and 8, 3 receivers again to the bottom of your screen, 1 to the top. We've seen this formation a couple of times tonight, and Pickler to throw, and again, plenty of time, but he pump fakes, and that gets him in trouble. Had he released the football, he would have been in good shape, we feel like, but hello, Telly Mack Scarborough with the sack.
And we called his name a few times already for a stop on the quarterback last drive to prevent a first down. Now a key sack to prevent San Diego to get a first down right there. Love the nonstop relentlessness to get to the quarterback. Big play by Indianapolis, but here's the problem. Now you go back on offense. You know they're going to blitz you. You got to protect the quarterback.
Glenn to punt, and if Indianapolis can play their cards right here, they'll have nice field position. That return over the middle, they get right up to the 49-yard line, and take a look at this total yards. Second half, 105 for Indianapolis to San Diego's 22, Anthony.
Yeah, and that's the key to the second half right here, is that yardage and time of possession. Indianapolis is still in it. And San Diego is not converting on the turnovers. So all Indianapolis needs to do is just come up with one good drive to protect the quarterback, and we have a ball game here.
Hashtag protect your QB. And they'll see if they'll be able to do so on this drive. Pressure again coming. He has to unload. The pass is complete to Roosevelt. He gets 3, and I guess we'll call that a moral victory considering the pressure that they were bringing.
And that right there was they're getting a little bit nervous because it's second down, and San Diego has been dialing up the blitz plays on 2nd and 3rd down.
San Diego content to live in the blitz. Pierce again to throw. That pass complete. That's Roosevelt. He makes 2 men miss to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown. Indianapolis, we are 1 point away from a tie ball game.
So when the blitz for San Diego works, they get sacks, they get turnovers. When it doesn't work, and when Indianapolis picks up the blitz, they've been getting scorched for big plays. It's been Banfield, it's been Roosevelt right there, 46-yard touchdown, breaking 2 tackles. It was one-on-one coverage on the outside, and the receivers for Indianapolis are breaking the tackles and winning their matchups right there. Good job. The offensive line recognized the blitz. They picked it up, gave the quarterback time to deliver a strike, and we, folks, here have a ball game going into the 4th quarter.
The snap, the hold, and Kiefer with the extra point. We're all tied up. It's a brand new ball game, and all they needed was 2 plays and 48 yards. And Roosevelt with a little magic trick, making 2 defenders all of a sudden disappear. He leaves them in the dust. We're all tied up at 10, folks. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be a fantastic finish to tonight's game. A nice return that time for San Diego as they will set up shop at the 32-yard line. Now, all of a sudden, I think that San Diego feels their feet close to the fire. They feel the flames right now, Anthony, because that hot seat is a little bit warm.
Yeah, they're starting to feel the pressure here, knowing that they need a win to keep their playoff hopes alive.
After a 46-yard touchdown pass for Indianapolis, San Diego now goes back on the attack. They keep it on the ground with McWaffle, who gets a few, as he's been able to do most of the night tonight. Very rarely have we seen him stopped in the backfield. 2nd and 3.
So you know Indianapolis is feeling good. They know that they're confident they can stop San Diego on defense. So now it's just right now what they can do to get the ball back for their offense right here. San Diego, I'll keep running the ball.
35 seconds and counting in this third quarter. They do keep running the ball. To your suggestion, Anthony, that is Noel, who gets a few more, and a 3rd and 2 coming up, and a big one at that.
Very big one here. I would take my time. You don't have to call another play. You can go into the halftime, but you don't want to give the ball back to Indianapolis this quickly.
13 seconds and counting. Will they snap the ball, or will they go into the fourth quarter? They do snap it, and I believe that's McAfee whose number gets called. No, that's McCary, excuse me. And he gets the first down, and that brings us to the end of the third. Folks, don't go anywhere. I promised you wouldn't want to go anywhere for a full hour and a half. Fourth quarter coming up, all tied up at 10. You're watching the SFL on YouTube. Let's take a look at our league rights.
The of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
We'd like to remind you that APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library, go to apmmusic.com. Fourth quarter underway. The handoff to McWaffle, who gets about 3. And folks, if you're just tuning in here, let's go ahead and quickly set the scene. San Diego has to win. It's not a win and in situation, but it is a win to stay alive if they want to have any shot at getting to the postseason. Cameron Irvine will take care of talking about that tonight in the SFL scenario show. But right now, they just got to win. And they're going to keep running the football. And they do. A couple more positive yards by McAfee. 3rd and 4, Anthony. And again, this one is huge.
Look, this is a 0-0 ball game. 10 minutes left. You are fighting for your playoff lives here. Indianapolis, they're trying to play spoiler right here. So you can't hold anything back. 3rd down, very big.
Pickler to throw. He has time, and that is almost intercepted. As a matter of fact, that pass was way ahead of the intended target, and number 25, Ernest McCray Sr., just come a hand away from picking that one off.
And you can feel the nerves. The nerves are going to be it's going to be an overwhelming this here. So it's all about staying composed here. This is a big punt because you want to get it inside the 10-yard line for the good field position.
Henry Glenn doing his best. Fair catch going to be made around the 20. They're going to say the 21-yard line, and not as deep as they wanted to. They really wanted to pin them back and hope that San Diego defense could blitz there inside the 10-yard line or so. Instead, Indianapolis now will start from the 21-yard line. For the first time in at least 2 full quarters, folks, Indianapolis has a chance to go ahead if they can string a drive together. We'll see what they can do here. They start off on the ground to Pierce. Gain of 4.
What's going to be very interesting is San Diego going to dial back from the blitzing because they got burnt the last 2 drives, or you stick to your guns and just go for it and see if Indianapolis can pick it up. But it looks like Indianapolis, I would just run the ball right now, control clock, slow things down.
They do, again, keep it on the ground, and that is Sosa. We haven't seen Sosa much today. It's Tino Sosa we're talking about, the rookie, the 4th pick in the draft. But he gets some positive yardage, 3rd and inches.
Definitely a running situation right here. Keep the ball on the ground. Let's do some smash mouth football right now.
Who's going to win the battle in the trenches, offense or defense? The snap. And it's the defense who comes up. And a great job right there of Nate Hall with the ever-important tackle.
And why was that so key? Because San Diego sent a blitz to the A gap, the B gap, and the C gap. So it forced the running back to bounce outside where Hall was ready for the tackle. So they called blitz up, doesn't matter, and they got the pressure they need with a big stop and getting the ball back.
Philip DeField with the punt, and it's a good one. San Diego will start on their 36-yard line, and with good field position right here, this has now turned into a bit of a defensive scrum this second half, Anthony.
We're setting ourselves up for a very spectacular finish right here. Every play is gonna count. It's just about staying composed. Both teams here.
San Diego with the handoff to McWaffle again, a gain of 5, and like you said, the intensity, the nerves. I mean, it's just it feels like it's at a fever pitch right now.
Yeah, and you know there's so much importance on the line here that you don't want to make mistakes, but you just got to know, like, you've been practicing for this. This is what you've been working on your whole entire life here, and this is the way. Let's see how you can execute it.
This Ramblers team would love nothing more than to stop a 3-game losing streak by knocking their opponent out of playoff talks. But on that play anyway, it is Noel coming up with the first down and moving the chains.
And right there, I love it. Nice fullback dive. I love the kick out blocks from the center and the right guard that create the opening here for the first down.
Time also will begin to be a factor here in this, as you see the clock running 6:47 and counting. And with San Diego, if they can move the ball and be methodical, they can really take a huge chunk of time up here. McWaffle, all kinds of running lanes to choose from. He darts ahead and gets 6.
And both teams need to start recognizing where is the comfort zone for your kicker. San Diego kicker, longest field goal is 48 yards. Indianapolis is 46. So that's got to keep in mind, too. You want to be between the 30-yard line and less to get the opportunity.
That handoff goes nowhere. As a matter of fact, the halfback completely disappearing into the pile and stopped for nothing. And a big 3rd down again. How many times have we said that this second half, Anthony? Another big 3rd down coming up.
That's because every play matters right here. 3rd and 2. I would be looking for the quarterback sneak if I'm Indianapolis.
San Diego sending the big man in motion. No sneak. Instead, they go to the air and they get pressure for the first time today. But take a look at that. Pickler throwing across his body, and he somehow finds Benji Madsen for the first down.
Nerves of steel right there. And that was like risky just because the play took so long to develop. He came from the right side and dragged all the way across, and you got to wait for everything to develop. So that line had to hold the block for another second or two, but it's a first down.
And again, awareness of field goal range. They're creeping ever closer for their kicker, Cliff Allen. This time pressure coming for Indianapolis. That pass contested up in the air. Ooh, that was almost an interception. Pickler got away with that one.
Yeah, really did. That could have changed the game right here. But right now, 2nd down. Maybe go back to the running game just to, calm some nerves a little bit here. But every play is so vital.
5:16 remaining in regulation. Pickler to throw. Oh, and take a look at that. He finds his man. There he is again. Benji Madsen, the tight end, across the middle. And he held on to that football after 2 devastating blows.
And getting close did break the 100-yard receiving mark right there. 11 targets, 6 catches today. And none of the most important one so far right there, knowing that he was going to take a big hit, held onto the ball, knowing the team needs a first down right here.
And how about Pickler threading the needle and putting that ball to only where Madsen could get it? 1st and 10. They send Doug Britton in motion up to the top of your screen. One-on-one coverage down there at the bottom, as you can see. Pressure coming. They throw it out of the backfield to McWaffle. He spins and is caught on an open field tackle after a gain of 5.
I love that read right there. That was a hot read because the blitz came in free, was able to pass it down to the running back right there. Positive yardage, ball keeps going.
A little bit of pressure now getting to Johnny Pickler for one of the first times today. They haven't got a sack yet, but they are at least causing him to have to get rid of the ball quicker than he wants to. Now, on the ground game, they go with Noel, and they get nothing. 3rd and 5.
So we sit here in 3rd and 5. You got to think about what you want to do here. So you run the ball, you have the chance to chew more clock, but you kind of far away from that here. Just be careful. You don't want a turnover this close to the red zone.
3rd and 5. Pickler to throw. Looks, he runs, stays on his feet. He doesn't slide. Instead, he tries to get a couple more tough yards. 1st and goal. San Diego is in business.
And there was no spy up there. He saw all 3 of the linebackers' numbers. That means they weren't facing him. And it saw the green grass. I would just slide next time because you don't need to take that hit right there. But I love the awareness to run to the first down marker.
And Anthony, you've talked about it the entire night. Watch Pickler. This guy can take off and make people miss. A big play there by the QB when they need one. Now they keep it on the ground to Noel. Churning. He is going to be stopped a couple yards short. Another thing to pay attention to, time is running on that clock. 3:16 and counting.
Yeah, and now you're sitting there like, okay, clock is running, 2nd and go. They don't need to throw the ball here. They can run the ball 2 more times, and it's going to chew a lot of clock.
This San Diego offense, again, win to survive, to potentially fight another day. And that's Pickler, who stays on his feet trying to bounce outside. Not much there. The clock, though, will continue to run. That is a plus for San Diego, and a 3rd down on the way.
But let's see. This is really important. I'm sending pressure. If I'm in Indianapolis, send pressure. If I'm San Diego, do I dare to try to throw an out route to Madsen here, going in motion?
Yeah, in motion. Keep an eye on Madsen, number 40 there, moving to the right side of quarterback Johnny Pickler. Madsen lines up. The snap. They keep it on the ground to Noel, who gets absolutely nothing. Completely drilled and pushed back by Adam Wiseman.
And, oh, that's such a big play here. I don't mind the call because the fullback dive has been successful during the game. But what a big play here for San Diego, for Indianapolis here, holding them to a field goal attempt.
Oh, and they snap it before the 2-minute warning. They take the lead, and that will bring us to the 2-minute warning after the kick by Cliff Allen.
And now you're talking to your defense saying, hey, we need a few more stops, and this is ball game.
2 minutes, folks. Who's going to come out on top? San Diego retakes the lead. You're watching the SFL on YouTube. Don't you dare go anywhere. Cameron Duty, Anthony Allison here in the booth. Ron Haynes, Damon Simeon on stats, and Cameron Irvine in the production truck. We will hear from Cameron Irvine right now for the first time tonight. Cam, what have you got for us?
Hey, thanks, Cameron. Fort Worth was in Baltimore tonight as the Vultures tried to clinch a playoff spot, which they did on this critical interception at the goal line at the end of the 3rd quarter. The Vultures win 20-10. Fort Worth locks up the 5 seed. Baltimore's in the playoff. Scenario show coming up after your game in San Diego. Back to you.
Thanks, Cam. And you can't count out those Vultures no matter how far down they may be. The handoff now for Indianapolis, and this is huge. Pierce with the carry. Indianapolis, no, they're not going to the playoffs, but they want to end with a win. They want to end they want to win and absolutely keep San Diego out of the playoffs. Nothing would feel better for them at this point. They've got 1:36 and counting to do just that. Or will this Mavericks defense hold on? Back on the ground that time. Tino Sosa for Indianapolis. 1st and 10. And they're not in a hurry, Anthony.
And you need to be. You do. Your clock is running. You have 3 timeouts. This is not the time to be having a conversation. Get up to the ball because you need to go at least 50 yards.
1:15 and counting. Again with the ground game to Pierce. Quite a surprise right here, folks. Yes, they are getting close to midfield. They're getting close to the 40, but urgency is important here.
I don't know what's going on here. Stop running the ball. You're chewing the clock up. Now you're down under a minute here. What's going on?
53 and counting. Content to try to pound it out with the ground game, and this San Diego defense will they'll let them. Absolutely. Keep running that football. We'll tackle. Indianapolis does call the timeout.
Yeah, you wasted about 35 seconds running the ball and walking up to the line. Now you have to throw it in. What is San Diego going to do? They're going to send pressure at you.
That pressure we have seen this entire night. Colin Pierce, can he stay upright? He can. He just barely gets away. 4th and 1, and you're forced to go for it here.
And Indianapolis caused that because they ran the ball so much there. You know that San Diego wants to call the blitz. They want to call the blitz on 2nd and 3rd down. Now it's 4th down here. You got to get a 1st down. If I'm I'm San Diego, I'm sending the house again.
What play call you go with if you're Indianapolis, Anthony?
I need a short pass over the middle.
Enough to keep Pierce upright, and they get it just enough, and the timeout shortly after.
So now you sit here, Indianapolis, you know that you have to get to at least the 32-yard line. The longest for your kicker has been 46 yards, so about the 30. So you got to take a shot downfield. Banfield has been your deep target today.
Take a look at Roosevelt now, who has also been a big target for Colin Pierce. He goes in motion to the top of the screen. The throw, it's intercepted. It's going the other way, and San Diego is going to win. They are going to stay in the playoff talks for now. Touchdown, Maverick. Tom Krieg with the pick 6.
And you know what a beautiful way to end the game here. Just broke off of his target, recognized that the ball was going to the outside receiver, and I'm pretty sure he yelled ball game when he was heading back to the end zone. What a way to end the game right here. Good job by Indianapolis and San Diego. Has been an incredible game, but what a way to walk it off. In baseball, you call walk off when you win the game, and that's it. That's exactly what San Diego just did. Getting that interception, getting the touchdown, and sealing the game here.
Allen's extra point is good, and that will seal the deal, we think. 30 seconds to go. San Diego, though, definitely in the driver's seat after that pick 6. And we understand, Indianapolis wanting to try to take control of the final seconds there and play their own game and hold on to the football and force overtime. But in the end, it proved to be too much for their offense to try to make up. And we will get a return. Go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, it was just they were trying to run it too much there, and then when it was time to pass it, it was just San Diego was ready for it. They've been blitzing. They've been living and dying by the blitz the whole game. So they knew the pressure was going to come, and it was just good job by that defense and the awareness.
So 24 seconds remaining, and Colin Pierce and company will at least try to take a couple of shots downfield, maybe get to Roosevelt, maybe Banfield, who has been so big for them in this game tonight. Right now, they do send a man in motion. That's Randy Pierce, the tight end. 24 seconds remaining. Do they have any magic in them? That pass over the middle to the tight end Pierce, as we just mentioned, they will use their final timeout.
And what San Diego is setting themselves up for is to stay alive. We have a some games tomorrow, and you got to see what you can do. But the most important thing was you had to do the job right here, and that was to get the win.
The Mavericks just a few seconds shy of improving to 6-6, and as you said, Anthony, staying in the playoff talks. They've done the job that they were asked to do. Continuing to bring pressure as well on Pierce. That pass is complete to Roosevelt. 13 seconds. Indianapolis has no timeouts. They line up. Maybe one more Hail Mary. 4 seconds and counting. They snap it. So they'll go back to the drawing board here to see what they can cook up. But, folks, we also want to remind you, and we will in just a moment, the scenario show coming up at 11:45. We'll talk about that again in just a moment. So don't go anywhere. Stay right with us here on the SFL on YouTube networks, because you're going to want to catch that selection show as Cameron Irvine breaks down all the playoff possibilities and the scenarios. Pierce with the final throw. It's deep. It falls to the ground. Incomplete. San Diego improves to 6-6. Indianapolis finishes their season 4-8. And as we said, Anthony, San Diego lives the fight for another moment at least with a very convincing win.
And caps off to Indianapolis for playing a good, solid game overall, especially on defense, containing San Diego's offense. But just at the end, that last drive was so key. That interception after a good drive to get you in the field goal range. Good job by San Diego to keep their hopes alive.
Folks, we want to remind you, Jack's data is going to be breaking down where the playoff race stands. That is at 11:45 Eastern time tonight. So about an hour from now, if you're on the East Coast, 3 games remain, 8 scenarios remain. What seeds, opponents, and situations will your teams find themselves in? Or who do you want to cheer for down the stretch? Again, stay up late with us. You're not going to want to miss the selection show or the scenario show that's coming up as we select the different scenarios that could play out and take a broader look at them. For my partner, Anthony Ellison, and for our friends Damon Simeon and Ron Haynes in the stats truck and Cameron Irvine in the production booth, my name is Cameron Duty. Thank you so much for watching the SFL on YouTube. Congratulations to San Diego. We'll see you next time. Have a good night.